Welcome and what's up everybody, this is Balkan and welcome to a new episode of the CryoCast. As you remember, it's now the episode 10. It's a small anniversary for us, but first I want to introduce you to my friend God's Disciple. Say hello.
Hey Balkan, how's it going, my friend? You alright?
I'm fine bro, I'm fine. How are you?
Episode number 10, mate. We got
Yeah,
there.
finally man.
10 weeks.
Go up
Apart
to
from last
100
week.
and 1000.
Oh my god. I don't think I'll be going that long, but
Well, we could if we upload daily, more than one
we
video.
could do what? A podcast every day.
Yeah, it will be funny. And also, I want to introduce you to our special guest. He is from the EU PlayStation server. He is in the league, the Revolution, a very good and, in my opinion, a top league on the EU PlayStation side. Say
Welcome to
hello
the
to
revolution.
Target Master.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Hey Target. How's it going,
Welcome.
mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Good, good. So, Target, tell me a little bit about the revolution. How did you guys start?
We actually started in a league called the Glory of Elohim.
Oh, that's a
I don't
fancy
know if
name.
you've ever heard of it, but it's pretty much a Greek league. And a few of us left, made a league called the Revolution a couple of years ago, and grew it from there.
Nice, man. Nice. You've been growing ever since.
Pretty much, we took a bit of a break, which made quite a few people leave. But yeah, we've rebuilt it all right, I think.
That's the story about DC, isn't it? Especially when you're running a league, you go through spells being really, really busy, and then something happens, like a new game comes out, and then the rebuild is back on.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly. We left for Destiny, and then after about 5 months, realised there wasn't a lot to do on Destiny, so came back to this.
Everyone got kinda tired of Crota.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played Destiny
yeah,
for like a couple of months, and I was a bit like, oh, it's the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope,
exactly.
No
gone.
story, no story.
But no, I completely agree with Balkan. Revolution is, I would say, the top PvE league on DC at the moment, especially on the EU side of things. Remember a couple of weeks
Sorry.
back when you guys were on the Friday Night Legends? When you
Yeah,
smashed it.
we did all right. We got smashed by I forget the creativity on US PlayStation though. Did you see theirs?
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them.
No, they in fairness they did brilliantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really really fun. It was kind of like can you remember when Nexus was the hardest thing to do in the game?
Mm,
It was back to them days where you make one little mistake and you one shot. It was kind of like survival mode times 10. It was really fun.
yeah. No, you guys put out a really good account for yourself on there. I've enjoyed watching it, actually. It was have you watched it back with what they were saying about the ramp with the repair bots?
Oh yeah, they were coming out with all sorts of names, weren't they? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was good.
it's a good
Apart
watch.
from apart from the repair bots were bugged as hell.
Yeah, they
They're
were,
up.
weren't they? Yeah, they were. There's like loads of them being put out, but none of them working. That's strange. Oh dear. So, Balkan, what have we got on the podcast today, my friend?
I want to talk about, of course, survival mode, the new DLC, or excuse me, episode,
Hmm.
and also about the changes in the future, what they want to do every month, and yeah, talk what's going on the test server with Target Master. So, let me start with survival mode. So, how far did you guys came, or did you enjoy it compared to the other ones? What would you say?
Cool.
Um,
I'll let you fire off Target Master.
okay. We've done round 10 so far, but not really had much of a go at the later rounds. In terms of how fun it is, I'd say it's nowhere near as good as Survival Mode 1, but I love the fact that you can start from previously completed rounds instead of having to start from the beginning again. So I missed Survival Mode 2. And I just remember Survival Mode 1, you had to set aside like 5 or 6 hours every single time you wanted to go in there, whereas now you can just set aside maybe an hour or two and it's not so bad. But yeah, mechanically it doesn't seem as complicated as some of the other ones. The bosses mainly just do lunges to the group or laser beams at the group. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm the same actually. I missed the second one. The first one I had a little go at, but yeah, I'm enjoying the Fortress one. I've again same as Target Master. We've Gravity got to round 10 and we did round 11 probably about a week or so ago now. And yeah, it is very much like Target Master said. It's very much the mechanics are fairly simple, and it probably only takes a couple of runs to actually figure out what to do on each boss. Especially as it goes with like splitting up the bosses with tanks, and I think everybody's very quickly learned about which tanks are going to be best for it. I think the fire tank is slightly disfavored during this survival mode, but it seems like earth tanking is the hot property at the moment with the brick. What about you, Balkan? Have you found that the tanks and the tank setup has been important in your groups that you've gone in with?
Yeah, I think like fire tank. Sorry to every fire player, but it's shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean we was doing it. I was with Target Master. He actually invited me, so thanks for the walk-in. And but yeah, we had 2 ice tanks. It works perfect actually, and we was actually beasting it. We had no problem. Maybe we'll even done round 11, but we was not really trying. Like we had to go after round 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it is not that hard, and with 2 ice tanks it works. But since I saw a couple Earth players, what they did on YouTube with the brick, man, really thinking, wow, Earth is really amazing and good, I don't know, let's say, I don't know what is better, Earth or Ice, I'm not really into tanking that much, but I would say...
The thing with ice is it's only good up to a certain point.
Yeah.
When it starts taking too much damage for its shields, then suddenly it becomes useless pretty much. Whereas Earth always has that 50% damage absorption. And if you're using brick, as God said, the boss a lot of the time will actually attack brick instead of you, and it gives you that little bit of breathing space instead of constantly taking damage.
Yeah. We found that when we first went in with a rage tank and earth tank. So we went in with Apocalypse and Orbit. And we were doing absolutely fine with them too. Orbit was going down very rarely because he was getting the damage absorption, and the only one that the healer had to watch out for was Apocalypse. But then we went back in again with Orbit again as Earth tank, and then we went in with X and B as an Ice tank. And X and B knows his stuff, but some of the bosses were hitting through his shields like they were made of paper mache.
Yeah.
And I think to be an Ice tank in there, you have got to be pretty much on it with your rotation and knowing exactly when that boss is going to smash through your shield. So I'd probably say Earth tank is definitely flavour of the month with it. And a lot of people went in to start with favouring the Aftershock, but brick is definitely a little godsend when you're going in there. Definitely a godsend. But
Rage as well, it's weakest when it's single target as well. So
yeah,
if you're doing the splitting strategy, then Rage becomes pretty much useless at some point because it's going to get one shot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, with the update coming to Earth as well, we're probably going to see a few more Earth tanks rolling around the Watchtower anyway, aren't we?
I'd have said so, yeah.
I hope even DPS, because Earth was always a non-favorite DPS power.
Yeah, I know. It's always been one of those sort of forgotten powers, hasn't it? Always been a forgotten power. There's never been anyone that's really buzzed off it. I mean, the only person that ever comes to mind is Orbit, really, who's like the legit Earth player.
It's never ever been flavour of the month, though, has it?
No,
It's pretty much the only power in the game that's never been flavour of the month. And because of that, I don't think many people have spent a lot of time with it.
No.
But if you get to know it, even in its current state, it can put out decent damage, and it's very, very viable as a tank.
Yeah, I mean, DPS wise, at the moment, pre-update, I think you've got to be a really, really good player to be getting up there above other good flavour of the month powers. But It's definitely viable. I mean, I've been in raids with Orbit as he's been DPSing, and he's never been like a sort of hindrance with his damage. He's always been up there, but I definitely think with the update that's going to come, especially with what you were saying before the podcast target about the damage
Yeah,
that he's getting, I definitely think we're going to see a few more mini orbits running around.
quite possibly. I mean, Earth. I will admit, Earth is my favourite power. I
Is
just
it?
love I love the animations on it. I love the
Yeah.
mechanics behind it. I mean, I'll always prefer aftershocks, and I wish they'd done the awesome mechanic for aftershock
Yeah.
DPS. And I think a lot of people would prefer that as well. But even so, I love Earth. It's a brilliant power.
Aftershocks are awesome, aren't they? Especially with like the jackhammer and the pounding into the ground. I can remember like when I was in the last survival mode a couple of days ago, and we had Brick in there and Doomsday both pounding on the ground at the same time. It was like a
Yeah.
aftershock off. It was crazy. Oh dear. What about you then, Balkan, with tanking powers? What would you say your favourite tank power is at the moment?
Well, the only power I really tanked with is ice with Captain Yugoslavia. But yeah, I'm not really into tanking. I mean, I'm not at all, sorry, in support roles. I mean, I started now to create a celestial healer, so
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. But
I
now
didn't know about that.
But now about the next thing, what is happening, we can also talk now about it. Every month should be a new episode out, so I
Mm.
don't think I will have time to play the old, so looks like I will just stick with one character because I don't know, guys. What do you think about the new change that we get the episode every month? What do you think?
I think it's good for the game. So at the minute, it always seems to me it goes in a cycle where for the first month and a half of a DLC, you smash everything and you replay it and replay it and replay it, and then you haven't got a great deal to do other than doing stuff for the sake of it.
Yeah,
Whereas now it's going to release 2 pieces of PvE content every month. So you'll be replaying them, but that'll probably keep you occupied for 3 out of the 4 weeks,
yeah.
and then after that fourth week, you've got another 2 pieces of content. So for
Mm.
me, I think it's a really good change.
So how is it that it's actually working? Because I'm a bit in between, like how it is. Because I've heard two sort of things. I've heard that it's just like one episode, so say like a DLC, like a month. But then I've heard as well that it will be spread out the same sort of way, so still like like a DLC or like an episode, and it's just split
It's
up.
it's more like one DLC split up into 3 different parts.
Yeah,
It's going to go the first month you'll get a raid and a duo.
mm,
Then the second month you get an alert and a solo. But then there's also going to be an elite version of the alert.
yeah,
And then the third month you get a raid with an elite version of that raid and a duo again. So, and the way that the gear drops from it is much better as well. I mean, at the minute how the current elite raid drops 101 gear instead of 100 gear.
yeah,
The elite alert and elite raid from these episodes onwards will drop the same level gear as what the normal raid drops, but it's going to be gold versions of that gear.
yeah,
And what it does is when you've got 4 pieces of that gear, it counts as a set and it gives your character a massive boost.
yeah. See, I've heard sort of like different things with it. I've heard like that it will be one like episode a month sort of thing. So like for example, we've got the new DLC come out. I've heard that it will be like all of that crammed into like 1 month per thing. But then I thought personally that was too much. So the way that you've explained it has kind of made more sense to me. Like I think there's been a lot of miscommunication around how they're going to actually do it.
The thing is that, I mean, when they put the post on the forum about it, the post must have been about 10,000 words,
Yeah,
whereas I think I've explained it pretty well in about a minute. So I
yeah,
don't know. They've just gone over the top with trying to explain it. It's pretty much 2 pieces of PvE content each month,
yeah.
and with that PvE content, it will have parts of a set.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I think you're right with that because as we're talking now, I'm having a look at the post on the forum, and you're right, it's absolutely massive. And I think after you get like reading through halfway of it, you probably lose a bit of interest and your mind probably dies, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, you're right. I can see how it's set out now. So it's like, yeah, for like the first month, you get like a raid and a duo, and then an alert, and then an elite alert, and then the solo. And then the next month you get raid, elite raid, and the duo. So yeah, I think the way that some people have taken it in is like it will be everything crammed into 1 month rather than 3 months. But as Target Master just said, it's exactly the same. So it's still like a DLC every 3 months, but it's just split up into episodes of that DLC. And personally, I mean, I think I'm sort of like 50-50 with it. I'm a bit like, I think it will be good the way that it's going to be split out. So for 1 week, you could be grinding one thing, smashing one thing out, and then obviously when the next part of that episode comes out, then you've got another thing to go towards, and you can just forget about what you've done before. But yeah, I think in the past, the way that it's been, as you said, it's been a lot of smashing everything out to start with, and then things like the minor side of that episode gets forgotten about. So like a solo and like a duo, once you've got all the gear, and if you've got all your 500 like solos and your 500 duos, you're not going to really do it, are you?
No, I mean at the minute I'd never touch the duos or even alerts, to be honest.
No.
I do them until I get the feats from them, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know why, but I've always hated alerts for some reason. I've never been a massive fan of them. Like solos and duos, yeah, I don't mind them. They're quick and easy. You can go straight into into obviously the menu, and then with like obviously your raids, then you're going in for it. So you're getting the boys in. You're getting the boys in from the league. But with like alerts, I don't know. I've never buzzed off alerts that much. So it might bring it back to me a bit to actually start to do them, because I think that's the only 500 feet one that I'm missing at the moment.
If you remember, maybe, so to interrupt you, the first Amazon Fury Part 1, when the DLC pops, and the highest content was not the raid, it was the alert, and all the time doing the same alert. That was the time where I actually, like you say, hated the alert, because always the Amazonian shit. I didn't like that. You remember maybe the Amazon Fury Part 1, the DLC, when you go to the Miskira.
Yeah.
And you had to do it always. I mean, everything else was too low, and you got here your marks to buy the top gear. It was a 92 CR, yeah, from Gotham
Yep.
Under Siege. So that's why, this is the reason why I more dislike even alerts. And with Legends PV, I start more disliking them too.
Oh yeah, I can't stand the Legends PvE. I really don't like it for some reason. Like I'll do it, I'll go in there and I'll get the feats, and you'll never see me in there again. I'll be gone.
I think that's pretty much how everyone operates. Isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's like, nope, gone. Especially with Bloodhaven, I've hated it.
Well, I had it at
The
51.
next one's Smallville as well, isn't it? I can't stand that one either.
Really,
Did
I
you
mean,
try it already? On the test server, maybe.
Yeah, it's on test server.
And did you try it?
have you tried it?
I haven't, no.
No.
I hate doing it on live to get the feats is going to be enough.
I just hope, pray, and wish we will not get Long Island or Hive Moon base for Legends PvE.
I reckon Hive Moon base will probably be the worst one ever, because that back in the day, that alert was like the long one anyway. And if it's going to be with Legends, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be like you're going to have to prep yourself like you're going into a survival mode if you're going to be going into that. But yeah, I mean, as well with the way that they're splitting up the episodes, I think is good. But I think people are going to worry about taking a break a bit, really, because if you take like a couple of weeks off, you're going to be that bit behind, and you can't smash it straight out, can you? So
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are worried about that, especially with like being able to take a break. So, I mean, the way it is split out is good. I'd say probably for the players which are like hardcore. But maybe when it comes to like your people who are more casual players, they might not benefit from it as much. But at the end of the day, the content is still going to come out in the end, so it won't take you very long to catch up.
So actually, you can't also miss 1 or 2 months. If you do it, over.
The grind is on.
So I mean, I have struggled, personally. Look, I'm a father, I have a child, I have a wife, and I have a job. That will be hard, for me.
Yeah.
For example, that will be very hard. I try to catch up. I hope I can, because if not, I'm not sure, man, if I'm still gonna be that much in the game, because I'm a person that wants to be top with other players and on the current with the stats and everything. This is
Mm.
how what playoff I'm in. If I notice I'm low, I will not like it anymore.
So I think it could be
One
quite.
thing that might help you with that though, Balkan, is they're changing the way that stats are working as well. The different at the minute, if you're say CR 110 compared to a CR 115, that CR 115 will have pretty much double your stats almost. But they're making it so that the difference in stats between CRs is a lot smaller than what it is now.
Mm.
So if you do miss a month or two or can't finish it before the next one comes out, I don't think it should make that much of a difference to your stats actually.
So I've heard something as well, and I haven't officially investigated it on like the forums or anything, but it's come up a little bit on Twitter as well about like previous content and that with like the CR and how it's going to be balanced out. Have you
Yep.
guys seen anything on there about say old content, like say for example with CC bounties when you could pretty much just solo them, but now I think some people have been trying it. It's been a lot more difficult than it used to be soloing it. Have you guys seen
You're,
anything about that?
yeah, your bounties and things like that, you're going to have to go in with at least sort of
Yeah.
5 people. They're basically making it so that even if you're overgeared for something, you can't do the additional damage and have the reduced damage that your stats would give you.
So they're balancing it all out,
Wait,
aren't they?
did I have to do now CC bounties with the group, not me alone? I still need the feed, guys.
I gotta be honest, I haven't got that feat and I've just forgotten about it. That's how you've got like in your feat list, you've got just like the shit feats which you don't think you're ever
Yeah.
gonna get. That CC bounties are in there for me. That's in the shit ones.
Toy man missions.
Oh yeah, and Toyman missions,
Just
yeah.
can't bring myself to do them.
Nope, they're down there, and they're right there with CC Bounty. Toyman feats and CC Bounties, they're down there. They're in the shit ones. I'm just going to have to forget about that skill point.
Toyman was okay, actually do it in a month.
Yeah,
Toyman
but
was
I
okay.
know, but it's
come
a
on,
month
it's...
to do
I
it.
mean, I was doing it at the beginning of the game. I was doing the Toyman mission straight. There was not that much content to do compared to what we have now. If you will do it now, it
Yeah.
will be annoying. But at the beginning, what do you had? 2 raids, conduct, Batcave 1. That was it. Couple alerts.
I mean,
Now,
if you put it in a balance for me, if you put doing the Toyman mission up against running around the watchtower for 5 minutes, I know which one I'm going to pick. I'm going to be around that watchtower for 5 minutes. That seems to be what I spend most of my spare time doing when I'm on DC and not doing anything.
it looks like I have to do every day now the CC bounties, man. Psh.
And you've got to group up for it as well.
Yeah, I will start it from now, so when the thing actually launches, so I won't have that much group. I have to group up that much anymore. So
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, it's the way it should be anyway. You shouldn't be able to solo things like that. It's going to be an annoyance now because we're used to being able to do it and
yeah,
soloing
but
it.
one question is still, what is with the new marks when the changes come? Are they coming with the next DLC or not? When they change the Triumph marks and the marks of Fury and just want to have one currency.
It's coming with the next game update, which should be just before the DLC.
So let's say let's say for example I do now a CC bounty. Would I get then 1 mark or not? I mean, I was grouping up for it, so it was harder. Will I still get a 4th or will it say no?
The way it works is you only have one currency for PvE now, which is going to be marks of victory.
Yeah.
So there's no more marks of triumph, no more marks of fury, no symbols or anything like that. But what they are doing is making it so that you can only get those marks from the 12 pieces of content that are most relevant to your CR.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing anything, if it's over that 12 pieces of content, you won't get any marks whatsoever. So doing CC bounties or FOSS or even T4 stuff, you won't get any marks whatsoever from them.
No.
Hmm.
Which again is how it should be, to be honest, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Is how it should
but
be.
there's other thing I dislike. For the base mods, you have to spend 5 marks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this
7.
is 7 marks. You mean for 3, 4, and 5? You need 7 marks at all.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, good. And this, let's say I use 3 supplies. Let's say orbital, tactical mods, and supply drops. This is already 21 marks. I have to always keep on the site for every month. And this marks, I will maybe need for gear.
It's every 2 months now. They've changed it to 60 days.
Ah, okay, good. Never mind. I'm done. I'm done complaining. Okay, let the update come.
I think there's going to be a cap though on the marks. I think it's 100 cap, 100 max. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Also, this is a thing, 100. But what is with the gear? The 70 marks for a style from a vendor. What is happening to that?
That's the same. It's still 70 marks.
Oh, shit.
That's a lot, isn't it? Really, when you think about it. But I suppose it's the way it should be again. It's the way it's always been. It's always been quite expensive. The style gear, hasn't it?
And let's say, for example, you are T7 now, you only get marks from T7 stuff, okay. But what is when you want to buy, let's say, a T2 style? Will I have to pay for a T2 chest when I need it 60 marks? Or not?
No, they cost less marks.
So it will be when you CR get higher, it will be also less marks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Target.
Oh man, thank you, Target. You're
we don't
really
have the foggiest.
yeah, you're really making the update look okay. I'm really shocked. I was like a lot of other people, not reading the whole thing, or was even on test server, so I was really thinking bad about. So
yeah,
no, seriously, if anyone's dreading this update, I've had a bit of a play around with it, and I would say that 90% of it is good for the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the new loot system. That system is cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does look good.
It's really good.
Ah, man. You can choose which piece. Oof. How many pieces you can choose? 2 or 1 of the list? Well, how was it?
2.
Nice.
You can choose 1 piece from 2, should I say?
Yeah.
So it'll give you an option between.
So let's say give me gear, weapon, plan, mark. So I can, let's say, choose 1 plan and a gear, and that's it, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Oh, man. Let the update come, man. I'm now happy, Thank you a lot, man. Now when I'm logging on today in the league, I will tell everyone, no panic, guys. We don't have to quit the game. Everything will be fine. I got this.
I think the problem is...
Don't hold me to it.
I think the problem is with DC, and I think it's in every walk of life, is that people are scared of change, aren't they? And they don't like change, but...
Of course, same Weapon Master, Advanced Manic and stuff came out, with the PvP. So many people say, I'm gonna quit. Well, if you let it go, I'm okay now with Master. I'm used to it, it's okay. But I think people say, I'm jumping off of DC. Now the thing is, all the people they say jump off. If you're listening to the podcast, try it at least. Be at least 1 month or a couple weeks there and see it how it is. Maybe you will like it. Don't give up too early. Just saying. I
remember when mods came out, like when they first came out, when you were able to mod your gear. I was like, no, not about this. Nope, done. That's it. Me gone. DC, bye bye. And then just like now, it's like an everyday thing that you just get used to.
Yeah.
I think the thing with change is you just got to embrace it. Really, at the end of the day, the change should always be in for the better. And if it's not working out, then they always change it. So I do like what they're doing with this with the episodes, but I can see the other side of it. But I definitely am a massive fan of that of the loot rolls or the new loot system. Like I used to love it back. Can you remember properly back in the day? You kind of got it now, but of like the need, the greed.
Oh, I remember that. I remember first time. Actually, at the beginning, you couldn't need on everything, even on other roles. And then I had a troll guy. I was trolling at the beginning too. He got the piece last week. it was a trinket troll. It drops again. He needs on it. I was like, why did you need it, you son of a bitch, man? You have it and you already need on it. It's exactly same thing. Yeah, but I deleted my last one by mistake. This is my problem if you deleted your last one. It's your stupidity and now I have to suffer for it? Really?
Can you remember you'd get those guys as well? It's like, oh yeah, well sometimes I like to tank, and it's like, oh yeah, that's not even your role. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, oh, ninja. That was the word, ninja looter, ninja.
Yeah.
Today you don't hear the word ninja. You don't hear anymore the word ninja.
Oh, I've forgotten about that term so much.
Ninja loot, ninja
Don't
looter.
invite this guy to your group. He's a ninja.
Yeah, oh, that was actually funny. If you think now it was funny, it was paying in the ass at the time, but it was actually funny, you know.
Oh, that's
Man.
good. That was good.
I think it stops after Nexus, isn't it? I mean, I remember even in Nexus it was.
No,
in
I
the
think
raid.
it's a bit before that.
No. In Next, I remember, you know, when I saw the
Yeah,
first DPS
you're right.
thing.
It was in Nexus, definitely.
And
was it?
I remember first time I see, let's say, a piece in Nexus, it was time travel or traces in time for DPS. I was like, yes. And the DPS before got already 2 pieces. And I was like, come on, give me at least one, you know, I need on it. He got it free DPS. I was inside, you know, like a pit bull. Listen, this loot, you know, it breaks up friendships. Seriously,
Yeah,
man, it kills
yeah.
friendships. You know, I was
You
fighting,
used to like
angry.
legit be scared of pugging, didn't you? Because you're thinking, oh, I know it's gonna drop that last bit I need for a style, and I'm gonna get ninjured massively. Like I always used to get ninjured in like. I think it was FOSS 1. I was like after the DPS trinket. Can you remember that one that would drop on the spider?
Yeah.
I would always get ninja that like I'd be DPS and you'd see a troll ninja and you'd be like, no, why?
Yeah, oh, I
Do
remember.
it
You
to
know
me.
that was also a reason. You know, when the big league, let's say that when Team Austin, I was playing with them. You know, before the beginning, and we always had the same group. So we couldn't really ninja that much from each other. But always when you get new people, you know, first time walking people, and you have alts, man. But do you remember there's always one person that wherever he goes, if he needs it, he will always get it, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a person that have never luck. I need it. I never got it. I always get it if everyone else got it. No, my need was always so bad. And then there is one guy. It drops Helm of Omnipotence. He got it. I was not in there, but he got. Then when I was with him and stuff, he got it. He got the trinket, everything. I hated this person, you know.
Do you remember it'd be nothing worse as well when you'd roll something like 1 and then like the other person would roll like a 19, you just be like, bruh. It's like, what the hell?
Or what was funny, you know, even today you still roll on collections. It's not that bad when you don't get it, okay. But my friend and me, we both roll a 91, and who got it? Him. I was like, come on, man, why you don't split this item apart? I got the same need. And I guess maybe because his name possibly was with the A and I'm with the B. I don't know how this works, you know.
Oh no, it does a secret roll in the background. It
Is
does
it?
like it does like a re-roll apparently. And it just goes to that person. Otherwise, I just call myself something that begin with A to start with all the time. Back in the day, I'd be like A, God's disciple.
But okay, let's skip everything now and talk about the last thing, the new
Yeah.
DLC. Did you already test the Target Master? I hear you're on the test server, right? Yeah, like you said. How is it?
I haven't actually tested any of the new content. All
Oh.
I've been doing is testing Earth and Sorcery so far.
Ah, okay, you're a guy of Lodos, exactly. You're a guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
But
tell you what,
did
actually,
you saw the
Target, tell
live
us,
stream? Maybe.
Target, tell us about
Sorry?
the Earth DPS and what you were finding out before. I found that really interesting that you were telling us before the podcast about the sort of damage you're getting.
Well, basically, I've tested Earth on 3 sparring targets against Quantum,
Yeah,
and Quantum. I've got 3 different loadouts for Quantum. They all do pretty much rotations rather than loadouts, but they all do pretty much similar damage. It's between 22 and 25,000 damage per second.
Yeah, yeah.
Earth, at the minute on 3 sparring targets, I'm getting between 34 and 37,000 damage per second.
It's a
So
lot.
it's not far off double what Quantum's getting.
It's a lot, isn't it? That is a lot. That's a massive difference. So it's like we were saying
Yeah.
before about Earth DPS and being a forgotten power. Hopefully we should be seeing it coming back then.
The only thing is, if you're doing the rotation that I'm trying on test, you have to have 2 trolls because it's pretty power hungry. There's
Yeah.
no power back mechanic or anything, but it'd be worth going with 2 trolls if you got an Earth DPS.
Yeah.
If they don't nerf it.
How does the advanced mechanic work then with Earth?
It's exactly the same as it is at the minute.
Yeah.
You just keep giving crystal power whenever Fortify Golem's off cooldown,
Yeah.
and she'll attack the enemy. The difference is, at the minute on live server, every time you give her power, she's hitting for maybe 5,000 or 6,000 total.
Yeah.
Whereas on test, she's hitting on 3 sparring targets, she's hitting each of them between 15 and 20,000. So you're
God.
talking like 45 to 60k every single time she does an attack.
Crystal's been hitting the gym then.
Pretty much. And
That's
Fury's exactly the same on sorcery as well.
Yeah. God, that's good. That is really good. So yeah, you're going to see hopefully a few more Earth players, especially whilst it's Flavour of the Month. But something to finally compete with Quantum then. I mean, how have you found munitions as well? Like when you've been in like raids or you've been in survival mode and you've had munitions player up against Quantum players. How have you found that's normally been going at the moment, you guys?
I switched to munitions the day it came out.
Yeah.
I did Throne as a DPS. And I was in there with Future XL. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's
a monster.
He, along with Ultima, he's probably the best Quantum DPS on the server at the minute.
Yeah.
He's just pretty much untouchable. But as long as there were ads in the room, I would out DPS him because Big Gun's so ridiculously broken.
It's all about that supercharge, isn't it?
But then every time it was single target on a boss, I'd fall behind a little bit. So it's on a scoreboard, it kind of keeps up with Quantum, but
yeah,
it's kind of needless damage, if you get me.
Yeah.
It's on stuff that you don't need to be doing massive damage on because they're going to die anyway. What you want to have that damage on is bosses, and that's where it falls behind Quantum.
Yeah. It's I think what they need to do is because you're absolutely right. I think without that supercharge, I think munitions is a bit flimsy in it at the moment. I think you can quite easily out DPS a munitions DPS without the supercharge on Big Gun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the only way where munition DPS you can't really out DPS is because if he's closer to an enemy, he does more damage. Let's see. Okay, it's not important, but when you do a lower content and he can go exactly next to the boss all the time, if he's not too slow, then could be dangerous. But this is a different story.
I think what they need to do is up the general damage with munitions and lower the massive damage from Big Bang Big Gun, sorry, because Big Bang, that's me talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Big Bang.
But yeah, lower the damage with Big Gun and up the damage, just the general damage it does, because it's like I run what I run Hall of Hades the other day with ammo in Gravity, and you'll find we walked in straight away and he did both his supercharges and he was already a million in front of me. And then as the raid went on, I was catching him up, overtook him, and then he just couldn't keep up until he got his supercharge back, and then he'd be back on top. And I don't think it's really justifiable that you can have a whole a one power which is basically what it sets the whole damage for that whole power set itself. It's mad, isn't it?
It's purely a scoreboard power as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is.
If you go in with a munitions DPS, the group's performance will be worse than if you go in with a quantum DPS, because the quantum DPS does the same damage on every single enemy.
Yeah.
So it will be beasting the ads, but also beasting the bosses. Whereas munitions,
Minions, that's a new power.
munitions destroys the ads, but then is, I don't know, maybe 70% of the damage that Quantum does on everything else.
Yeah.
It's almost fake damage to me. That's the way I see it.
What's the point in smashing 5 ads in for what 500k if you get a good hit with it, and then getting to a boss and then it being a slow grind? It's not balanced enough, really, is it?
No, it's stupid.
I'm happy with gadgets. You guys complain.
Oh dear. So yeah, sorry about that, Balkan. I did interrupt you then about the about a test server. So
No problem.
Did we all watch the live stream?
Me?
Yeah.
I watched it, and I know you did, Balkan. I'm basically asking, did you watch your Target Master?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the visual then? The visuals? How it looks?
Definitely best looking DLC so far, I'd say.
Oh, yeah,
but this is what people say most times, best looking. I mean, I also say it because it's new. But remember when Nexus came out? Oh, best looking. Today, it looks annoying, you know. So
I don't know. I feel sorry for anyone who's still playing on PS3. I think they're going to be lagging a little bit with that.
Oh, yeah.
They can't even use stealth when they gadgets. Sorry, I'm always talking about gadgets when but yeah, I mean, people told me, yeah, Balkan, your lot is good, but it's shit for PS3. I know.
I don't know how people are still playing on PS3s now. PS4 has been out for ages, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Okay, let's say there are young people. They can't, let's say, afford. Have to wait until parents may buy it for Christmas. Or other people, you know, they don't really care just to buy it for one game when they still play PS3 games. And there are people, let's say, yeah, have family or don't have that much money, but a lot of people switch to PS5. It's not like of course there will be still people on PS3.
Yeah.
But let's say 1, 2, 3 years, possibly closely everyone from the old players is on PS4. The thing is, of course, there will be coming new players. Let's say kids, they got just the PS3. They will of course then download the game and still be old, but.
Oh, mate, I do everything. I'd be getting like an extra paper round. I'd be cleaning people's cars. I'd be getting myself that that PS4.
Hold on.
But yeah, anyway, the visuals look so good in it, and yeah, like we said, every DLC that comes out, everyone's like, "Whoa, that looks awesome." But I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like I can never remember the name of the DLC, but the one, the Trigon one, where you would go into the burnt down area. What was it called again? What DLC was that?
Sons of Trigon.
Sons of Trigon, yeah. When that DLC came out and that visual effect of like the Gotham area, that was awesome. And this DLC kind of reminds me a bit like that, to be honest, or this episode, so they're calling it now.
About Sons of Trigon, what I have to say, I loved RDX. Did you see the demons, the spiky, bulky monsters, man? I love how they look, man. I loved how they look, you know. Now, most times, the ads, okay, of course, they look like humans, humanoid, you know how to say it in English, with gear piece, let's say, parademons. Compared to Sons of Trigon ads,
Yeah, I'll agree with you with that.
Yeah. But I didn't see that much about, the new DLC. How is it called? House of Power Part 2?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. I don't know how it will be. I guess it will be cool. Let's say I'm not a fan of granny goodness, but it's a piss take, my opinion. I mean, I also watch, if you watch ever Superman and Batman Apocalypse, possibly the animated show.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Well, for me, I was thinking Granny Goodness is a guy, an old guy, but then I see, wait, this person has boobs. I think Granny Goodness smokes too much, in my opinion. I think this person
Say that again for me, Balkan.
What?
Boobs?
Boobs? Boobs?
This person has boobs?
Boobs. So I think Granny Goodness was smoking so much that it sounds like, it's a tranny. I'm not sure. Tranny Granny, it also rhymes,
God, you're going deep now.
Tranny Granny, So, yeah.
I did like the look of the new raid though, with the like the controlled Superman, and there was other people like Aquaman who's been controlled. I like that. Well, I think we said that in the previous podcast actually, Balkan, that quite a lot of things are focused on Batman, with all the other contents, and it'd be good to get like Superman involved.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I like that touch. It'd be good to be smashing Superman's head in once in a while.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, you know what I'm thinking? You know, we get now every month episodes. Also, didn't the devs say they will give them a good ending, like let's say War of the Light and the other stuff that didn't came out, like Amazon Fury, a good continue. So they said they want to bring out a trilogy of Krypton, Superman stuff. Will it still come
Yeah.
out or not? What is going to happen? I have no clue.
I think what they're saying on the forums at the minute is that they're still going to release all of the content they said they were going to release. So they're going to finish off the 3 trilogies that they've got at the minute.
Okay, but
And
not just as
they'll
it's
do.
a big package, right?
Sorry?
But they want to complete it as a big package, like in the DLC,
No.
like they always did, or always they will finish it but small, give it a good ending, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might be 1 episode or 2 episodes or maybe even 3, but it won't. It probably will only be 1 or 2 episodes, I'd have thought, to finish each trilogy. And then, as far as I'm aware, they should still do the Superman one, but they've also said they're going to do kind of mini episodes rather than these big sprawling DLCs
Yeah.
that cover every one episode. Might just be a little story that's self-contained.
But
which,
I love
you
the
know,
big
that should be
stories.
pretty cool.
I love the big story. I mean, look, Batcave 1, 2, 3 and Foss 1, 2, 3. It was the best. Come on. It was
Yeah.
awesome, you know?
The Fox raids were
No, man,
awesome when they came out.
I like the
can't bring
connection
myself
from.
to do Batcaves anymore.
Yeah, okay,
Can't bring
anymore, of course, but let's say a new trilogy, you know, let's say, for example, uh, I don't know, Amazonian raid, but that is connect. Let's say I would like to see the story after Kandak, you know, what's going to happen. It's still nothing. Look how long the game is out. What's happening with Felix Saul's Black Adam? I would like to see that continue.
I'm still dying for more content for Doomsday. I really want more content for him. I think he deserves so much more than what he's got at the moment.
Doomsday's
They need to give him better mechanics than the survival mode mechanics, though.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it was just too easy in there.
what I think for Doomsday is when they doing the Kryptonian episodes and stuff, when they are doing that, I think Doomsday will also appear there and stronger and everything. The only thing I really want, Legends PV Doomsday. Wouldn't that sound OP?
What, Doomsday and PvP?
Yeah, Legends character.
It would be
Imagine.
awesome.
Of course, it
So
can't
it's
be
all
that
about
OP and
so
one
far.
hit, of course, but let's have the moves, you know.
Yeah. Or just get Granny in for Legends.
No, that was not funny. I mean, the first time he was joking about. Don't do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it, like, trending. Granny
Granny goodness for Legends PvE is trending right now on Twitter.
Granny the tranny.
Yeah, Granny the Tranny. Yeah, we call it from now Granny the Tranny. We might make trend this. I like that. Okay. So, I think we was talking pretty much about everything, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
cast. Good cast. It's been good having you on, Target Master, mate. You are a very, very informative guy. You know a lot more than me and Balkan combined.
Well, I try my best.
Now, see, the problem is now, though, mate, is that if there's ever anything I don't understand, you know I'm just going to be sending you a PM. You know I'm going to be messaging you straight away. I was like, Target Master, I don't quite understand this DLC. Could you help me, please? Oh, dear.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Target Master, I also like that you was here, you know. That episode was great. 10th anniversary. You also here. Imagine, you are with us, episode number 10, you know. This is a nice number. And yeah.
It's a special moment.
Exactly, a special moment for you, of course. And also, I mean, it was enjoyable to be, and I mean, you are a welcome guest here on this podcast, so I will invite you many times if you also still want to come, you know. So
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
It's a pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. So, Balkan, that's it. Episode number 10 done.
yeah,
Moving on to number 11 next week.
on your channel.
On my channel, back on my channel. We took a little bit of a break from it this last week due to illness, but we're going to be back up and running on my channel again next week. Anything that you think is due to come up? Have you heard any rumours about any sort of updates within the next week or so? that people might want us to talk about next week?
I can't think of anything.
No. Probably just going to be what's going on the test server, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty
you can
much.
also send us questions, guys, with the hashtag CryoAsk on Twitter if you have any questions to me or God's disciple or
Yep.
other stuff. So feel free to ask them. So yeah, do you want to end it now, Gods?
Yeah, well, it's your video, mate. You can end it.
I end even on your channel. Now it's your turn to finally end it one yourself. No, do it. Do it. It's a special 10th anniversary. You can. I allow you to end it this time on my channel.
Can I do your outro as well?
Of course, man.
Oh, amazing. Right, guys, yeah, so thanks for checking out episode number 10 of the CryoCast. I hope the information that me, Balkan, and Target Master spoke about today has been very good for you. And it's hopefully summed up everything, or Target Master summed up everything when it comes to the episode. So, yeah, make sure as well, guys, if you have not already, subscribe to Target Master's channel, which is it DCO The Revolution?
It is indeed.
Hey. Make sure you subscribe to it, guys. They put out very, very good videos. We spoke about the damage that Earth DPSing's getting. You uploaded a video very recently about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
uploaded a video last night, I think it was.
Yeah, make sure you check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe to their channel and also follow them on Twitter as well. Balkan
And links in the description.
there you go. Balkan will put links in the description, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, Balkan's channel, The Revolution's channel, and follow us on Twitter as well. But yeah, thanks very much for checking it out, guys. I can't do it, Balkan. You've got to do it. You've got to do your sign off, mate.
No, do it.
Right. I can't even remember it now, Balkan.
I hope you, come on. I
I
hope
can't
you
do it,
enjoy
yeah.
this. Nah, don't be shy. Okay, Target Master, you can finish it. You're a special guest. You can do it.
I can't finish it. You've got to do it.
Balkan, why are you avoiding it?
I'm not avoiding it. I'm giving you a chance, you know? Come
I
on.
can't remember your outro, mate. You just-
Okay, guys, come on. We have to do it, then I do it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This CryoCast, everything. I hope you enjoy it. And come next week on God's Disciple channel. Let's say it again. And see ya and have
Fun.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.